So it's time to get some very simple and very straightforward projects done. The first one was this ledge, this countertop area here that I'm working on. It was a press board, and that corner previously had some water damage, so it needed to come out. Like a lot of the camper, there were some staples coming up from the bottom securing it in. Those were just easy to pry off. And there were a couple screws with some brackets in the corners. So I removed all those. And then I went off camera because it's not that big of a deal. I took a piece of oak plywood, stained it, sealed it with like 5 coats of polyurethane as I often do, and then put it back in. I cut it to the exact same dimensions and size and even the opening in it, the door I guess you could call it, as the previous one. So once it was ready to go, I went ahead and put down some liquid nails, put my new, I guess you could call it countertop down, put the brackets with the screws in from underneath, and then I put a couple screws in the top as well. But if there is such a thing, they were some ornamental screws. They look pretty good, I think, actually. They kind of fit. They got a patina to them. So then after that, I used a small amount of caulk that I had that was left over and probably spent way more time than necessary just trying to get it just right and looking good. So that's what I did to take care and replace this one. Pretty simple, straightforward, basic process here. Next up was making this refrigerator look a little bit more modern or a little better. I feel like that wood paneling is really dated. My initial idea, which isn't mine, I say my idea, but my initial thought was what I've seen others do and use posters and, glue them on or Mod Podge them on and have a cool like poster look over the refrigerator. But then I came across an idea I saw on YouTube from another YouTuber. Her channel is called Our Little Nest. I'll give more credit to that again in a little while. But she took her refrigerator and used some chalk paint. And I actually had some chalk paint. So, it's perfect because this is going to be a fun activity for my daughter. Speaking of, times like this when I just got a little bit of painting to do and it's just pretty much a clean slate, it's not really detailed, it's a perfect chance for me to do a little bit, get the edges, and then let my daughter help out and be a part of the activities. So really my whole family has helped with this camper remodel, no matter how big or small of a process. Even my daughter, someday I could tell her she helped remodel this camper. This process definitely needed a second coat, and using the small foam trim roller was perfect for this small project. I feel like it kept most of the brush strokes, at bay, and just made a nice smooth surface. I learned this awesome little trick from another YouTuber. She has completely remodeled a camper similar to mine, and I've watched all her camper remodel videos. In fact, it's where I've gotten some of my ideas. And this is one of the ideas I got from her. The channel's called Our Little Nest, and they did a chalkboard paint on the refrigerator. I would have never thought of this, but she taught in her video to go ahead and go completely coat it, go wipe it down once with chalk, and then wipe it off, because the way this chalk paint is and everything, if you just go and you write on it first, you'll have, like, I guess you call them ghost letters pretty much forever. You'll always be able to see those initial letters. So we're kind of, in a way, I guess you could almost say neutralizing the palette of this right now so that it all mixes in. making a bit of a mess, but that's, hey, whatever. Fun, right? Now I just gotta get my daughter out here to draw something special on our refrigerator. The last little project was to mount a TV in the camper. So at first I had to make sure it fit in the area, and with that door open on that cabinet. Then I had to find places to anchor into the wall studs, wall framing, whatever. Now my stud finder, I didn't know if it'd work in the camper or not because it's a metal exterior and it didn't really work out. It seemed to find one, and then in another spot where it was alarming, I went in and there was absolutely nothing behind it in the wall. So I decided to go ahead and start poking some holes with finishing nails. And I found that one stud that's right there in the middle where the framework was at, or the design, whatever that was. And I found a stud right next to the door, which is not surprising. Then I decided to go ahead and mount with some screws into those studs. Now that TV mount, it's designed to go up with finishing nails, a lot of them, but I wanted to get something that would really catch with the screws. I also needed to move over that original piece from the camper that's, padded and prevents you from knocking your head in the doorway. Fortunately for me, it was really only 2 nails holding it in, so it was an easy move. After I got all that done, I did use finishing nails in the multiple spots to mount this wall bracket, this wall mount piece, whatever it's called. I slid my TV in, and then there's that extra cable, which is almost like your safety harness. I kind of wanted it to go to the right, but I kept dropping it. And then, as you see here, ultimately I just decided to pick it up by that cable and screw it in that stud overhead in the middle and mount things as they should be. I feel like it fit just right. I feel like everything fit really well in that spot. Alright guys, so got a little handy at heart on the TV. I love that it's working. Couple small projects, or 3 small projects over the last few days to me make a nice, really are starting to round things up. We are so close to done with this thing completely. I can't wait to show you.
Hello. Can you show them
your art? I sure will. Yeah, I wanted to show them the TV is up and running and working good. Wanted to show them the new countertop we put in this weekend. Took care of that. Yep, that's the last one I'm gonna show. And that was water damaged before, and we got rid of that plywood stuff, that laminate board that was water damaged, and I think it looks so much better. Pretty much the exact same setup. Pretty simple project there. And then our chalkboard refrigerator. I love this because not only can we make notes and stuff if we need to remember something while we're camping. I don't know exactly what that would be, but it's a nice place we can do that and write stuff. But it's a built-in project place for this one when we're camping. If it's a rainy camping weekend or something, we got something for her to do right here. It's already here. She can draw some pictures. We're gonna leave this beautiful artwork up. So I'm thrilled. I love these little things. I love how much this thing is coming along, and I can't wait to get out. Are you proud of your artwork? You want to tell them what it is? You want to tell them?
A polar bear ate the child, then spit it out, then they become friends. And the bear did the same thing as the polar bear. And here's a unicorn, and here's a rainbow, and here's my name.
If you were eaten by a polar bear and spit back out, would you become friends? So at least in her story, everybody becomes friends in the end. That's going to do it for this one, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you next time.